worldwide. We know that nothing happens by chance, that everything is by divine appointment, and that when we heard the call, we answered and we showed up out of that. 90% of life is showing up. The other 10% is up to us. So as I welcome our viewing audience, I also know that you tuned in at this moment because there is something here for you as well. And as I come back from being gone for 3 weeks, and I have never in all the history of being at Innerfaith been gone 3 consecutive Sundays. So thank you again, Reverend Jeffrey Jowett and Dr. Clayton Beaver, for your generosity in coming to be with our community. And to know the message goes forward, that it's a universal message. And this message opens the space for miracles to happen. And we believe that our daily life is our temple and our religion. And that it's not about religion, it's about our daily life. And when we get it at the deepest level, that the spirituality, this is not about churchianity, this is about spirituality. And that when we recognize that every single moment is a dedication to that energy of life, that opportunity to be in the world but of a higher spiritual vibratory frequency, I would not be in any other way of life. This was a natural evolution for me. And I was raised really with no religion, so the next door neighbor used to take me to Christ Community Church, and then we moved, so then I went to the Catholic Church, and I've had a positive experience of all these things. So when I hear people say, oh, I'm a recovering Catholic, I say, I'm a graduated Catholic. And that energy of the mysticism and the love, I took with me into metaphysics. And I could not get enough of metaphysics. So when we look at our topic today, our message is where thought goes, what? Energy flows. It's as within, so without. And wherever we go in the world, people are people. And I was ever so aware that our mission of world peace, I looked inside myself at the things that kind of get you a little bit and irritate, just a bit, and breathing through those things so that we can see that that too is a habit pattern. And that when we flew in to Istanbul, there is an energy there. There is an ancient energy. There's the call of the minaret, the call to prayer 5 times a day. Something was stimulated within my very DNA. Something activated within me. A recognition of cellular memories. I had been there before. And what was so amazing, that I had someone on Facebook, one of my friends, who lived in Istanbul, and she actually put on my timeline her page, which is My Beautiful Istanbul. Now, she did not know I was going to be in Istanbul the following week, but she felt guided to do that. And I wrote to her and said, I will be in Istanbul next week. And she met us at the university. She participated in the day. She took RJ and I around for a full day on this amazing tour of Istanbul, and then she would say, look at the river, look at the skies, and just feel this energy. It's my beautiful Istanbul. And I said, we got it, and it is beautiful. And energetically at the university, that when I was sharing, it was a fascinating experience because, it is a Muslim country. And there are those that are in full attire. And there are those like Lau, who has wavy blonde hair and her wonderful outfits, that however anyone wants to practice their spirituality, I'll say, their spirituality, they can. And so here we were in this ancient land. We were at the university hospital, and we were sharing about the Charity Peace Model by Dr. Emmanuel Ida, who wrote the Charity Peace Model, the African priest that went from this little village to an amazing founding of 3 universities, 25,000 students in each university, to putting in hospitals, to putting in energetically places where people can be healed, and gardens to feed the people every single day. And I participated in the food distribution. and with handing out the baskets. And as I bore witness to what we talk about in our country, here is someone actually doing. And in Africa, what is so great about the Mass is they bring in the energy, the tribal energy of dance and music and song. You are in an experience of light, just sitting there and participating in a very quiet way, if you so choose. So I was espousing the charity peace model that I had actually lived. I'm Madonna for a couple of weeks and gone through and experienced him founding 5 factories so that now the unemployed are gainfully employed. All the things that I had experienced that I could share with the university, and the fact that I was raised in domestic violence, that I am the pattern breaker in that cycle, and it's a violent cycle. It's a cycle of violence. That when we are the pattern breakers and we break out of that conditioned energy field, then I meet so many of us that want to serve because we are so grateful to move beyond that consciousness, to know that there are other choices available for us. There are other opportunities available for us. And I shared that I was raised in domestic violence, and out of that, I wanted peace. I saw that others were experiencing peace. I saw that where thought goes, energy flows. I knew it didn't have to be the way that I was experiencing it as a child. So when we make new choices and we open the space to allow God to do what God does best, the miracles rush in. And you all get your little Innerfaith angel every Sunday. And this is really the first time in the history of my passing out thousands of angels that I had 3 people from Facebook take a picture of it, post it on Facebook, and give thanks. The last one I received was from Lily at United Airlines at Heathrow. She was so kind that I gave her an angel. She said, "You don't know what this means to me." And I said, "I think I do, because these are very meaningful to me, and we give them out every Sunday. And they represent an energy of the angelic that when anyone is my angel, I always give them an Innerfaith angel." And she was just almost in tears. So I get home, and on my email is, through the website, "I'm Lily. I was the United Airlines ticket agent when you came through and gave me that angel. It meant so much to me. I just had to write to you and thank you so much, and I will wear it every day." I absolutely believe her. This is the energy of light and love that we give to one another. And then Mohammed Aliki from London, took a picture he kind of placed it on his shoulder and took a picture, and he posted it on Facebook and said, "An angel came in and gave me an angel." And he was just a young man in his early 20s from India, saying how much he was missing India, how much he was missing his family. And you don't know what this means to me. That it was my sister's wedding yesterday. I couldn't be there. It was in India. I'm here in London with a boss that he said is sort of like this. And I said, "Well, we're going to have to give the boss an angel too. Those are the ones that really need the angels." So wherever we go in the world, people are being people. Energy is energy that we attract unto us energetically who we are and where we need to grow. Ram Dass said, "My mission is to share love and compassion with every person I meet. And where I don't, therein lies my true work. Therein lies my true work." So when we have stuff come up energetically, and it's right in front of our face, we have a choice. And in biblical times, it was, "Choose ye this day whom you will serve." We can serve the higher. The Course in Miracles states every loving thought is true and everything else is a call for healing or help, regardless of the form it takes. When I was in Istanbul, I felt the ancient energies. I felt the ancestors. I felt my animal allies as I looked out and I saw a white pigeon. So beautiful, just perched there on my window. And I thought, what message do you bring? You look like the dove of peace to me. Before I left for my journey, it was amazing. a mourning dove was out in my meditation area. It flew into my home, it circled the living room, and then flew out the front door. And to me, it was a blessing of peace. It was a blessing of the energy wings we can fly. That when we feel weighted down by the world, there is an energy within us that will lift us up. And Jesus, who became the Christ, said, if I be lifted up, I draw all men unto me. I draw all good unto me. I was meditating in London in the park, and there was a statue of Peter Pan, and he was just so sprightly and beautiful. I just knew he was going to take off any moment and say, I can fly, I can fly. And I just thought, yes, each of us has the ability within us to fly, to move past the conditions, the appearances, and the effects. I felt that while we were in London, we should take the city two-decker bus, and we took it to Greenwich. And it was so interesting, on the way to Greenwich, the bus driver stopped and said, we're done now, and you can catch another bus to Greenwich. And RJ and I are looking at ourselves and said, we like this bus. I don't want to get off this bus. This is the bus we got, and we don't know where we are. So we got off the bus reluctantly, and there was a very nice woman sitting on the bench, and I said, we're on our way to Greenwich, and he dropped us off here, and they said that this automated voice said, we're no longer going to be going to Greenwich. We are stopping here. And I thought, So she said, oh no, there'll be another bus to Greenwich soon. So within really 3 minutes, we hopped another bus, the bus going to Greenwich. And I think it's really a wonderful metaphor for life. Because we're on the bus, we're attached to the bus, we're going to a certain place, and someone says, get off the bus. We're attached, it's a foreign land. You kind of feel that you don't know, you don't have your bearings, but you get off. And then there is the angel sitting on the bus stop saying, all is well, there's another bus, it will be here any moment. It's like, have faith, have patience. Energetically, you're going to get to where you're going because that's your intention. Where thought goes, energy flows. It was our intention to get to Greenwich. It was our intention to go there. And so we hopped the bus, and it dropped us off, and it seemed like town, and we went into an Indian restaurant, and we realized that it was rather getting late, so we just took it to go, got on another bus, and had the same exact experience of getting off and then finding the new bus. So interestingly enough, we're all kind of riding the bus of life. And some people are saying, oh, here comes the bus. Other people are getting on the bus, right? And other people are absolutely having their experience of being there. There is such a oneness and such a light. And the president of the University of Istanbul Medical Center, he was so gracious, and he said that we are partnering with Madonna University in Nigeria, the River State in Alili, and we are partnering and so that students can come here and our students can go there, that there was a partnering from a Catholic university to a Muslim university. And as I was sharing this in my talk, one of the doctors in the audience who was part of our group came up and he whispered in my ear and said, remember, you're speaking to all Muslims. And I said, what he said, what Dr. Schumann said, Danny Schumann said, was, I'm speaking to all Muslims. And I said, I want you to know it's an honor and a privilege to be here. That I always mention every Sunday that right now somewhere in the world a Jew is saying his prayers, a Hindu is chanting a mantra, a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. And oh yes, there is that Muslim that hears the call to Mecca. There is that energy within that hears the call. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, oh yonder, yonder person, I am thee. We are one. That's the energy in which we live and move and have our being. And believe me, we went to places where people said, oh, what are you speaking on? And I would say world peace. They go, impossible! There'll never be world peace. I said, you're right, because of that attitude. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, we got to soften that attitude and to realize that we want peace more than we want war. We want the energy of harmony and balance and beauty more than we want anything else. We want the happiness of others and the recognition that your success makes mine possible, that we aren't in competition with each other. You know, I hear people say, oh, your competition down the road, you know, the other religious science center. And I said, isn't it wonderful that there's room for all of us? That energetically we're attracting our own by right of consciousness, that consciousness is all there is, that the knower and the known are one, and that as the knower and the known are one, it's too the recognition of our perceived experiences and making them real. That the energy, the astral energy of fire sends out a wave, and it's the wave of this energy that penetrates anything unlike itself. And I want you to know that Turkish men are everything I heard they were. Very charming. I've had my hand kissed more than I can even count. It's been so wonderful. So the energy that we take with us is the energy that we bring back to us. And that as we approach life with the energy that people are basically good, that's the ground of being. People are basically good. That every once in a while we meet someone that is going to bring up our own shadow self, where we need to grow and learn and draw the larger circle. They will bring it up. That doesn't mean they have in our intimate energy field, but just enough so we will grow and unfold in amazing ways. We're not going to beat ourselves up because we had some, in quotes, negative experience. For me, I'm an idealist. The glass is always full. It's half water and half air. The glass for me is always full. And that when I feel saddened and I feel disappointment and I feel those energies, what I know at the deepest level is that too is going to bubble up and out. So the joy, which is the most infallible sign of the presence of God, can be felt. Because we are all subject to the human condition. And when we give way and we allow the tears to flow and the energy of the heart to feel, that's where the true healing is. If you can't feel it, you can't heal it. And I believe that we're all here, right of consciousness, that we're here to grow and unfold in miraculous ways. I believe we're all on a bus of life, and once in a while someone says, get off, there's going to be another one. And we're just like hanging on, there because it's the comfort zone. And then finally we get on the new one and we get to where we're going and we think, wow, that was fantastic. Wonderful opportunity. And at the time there's a little bit of fear and it's kind of scary. But then we open and allow God to do what God does best, which is what? To feel the love, the strongest healing power in the universe, and the opportunity that we have to feel our oneness. And it is such an honor to be with those people that are doing this work and those people who aren't. Therein our truth, the opportunity to serve one another, the opportunity to be there for one another at whatever level, to be there at a caring and loving level, and to laugh and to feel the joy and the energy. We drank a lot of Turkish coffee. We love it. It was wonderful. And to feel the energy and the spirit of place, where we walk into a mosque that was once a Catholic, in the Byzantine era, it was once a Catholic church. To walk into the energy of light and to know that we are in light and that we have the opportunity to grow and unfold in amazing ways. So it's an honor to be with you today, to share a bit of my journey, and to acknowledge that we're all going somewhere. You know where it is? It's higher yet. Where is it? It's higher yet. Where? It's higher yet, because we are in the world and not of it. God bless you. I love you, and it's great to be home.